Awesome here. So it's Josh here with Ultra Snipers here with Fatima. How's it going, Fatima, today?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing good. It's a pretty good day in the neighborhood, like Mr. Roger would say. So want to get on here, just kind of ask kind of your experience, get a feel for your journey so far with Ultra Snipers. So how long have you actually been trading for?
Probably about 2 years. A friend of mine, um, kind of roughly taught me how to trade. Like she taught me the basics, and I was just tinkering around and playing with it. And then, we joined a mentorship, created by Marvin Mitchell, and that's where we found out about option snipers. And I was really excited because I wanted to take trading serious, but I knew I needed some training. It wasn't something that I was going to be able to learn on YouTube, even though it's a lot of YouTubers out there. It gets confusing searching YouTube because every single channel has their own style, and it's just a big bowl of confusion.
No, for sure, for sure. There's
Yeah,
definitely a lot of conflicting information out there.
it is. It is. And that just made me more confused because I'm like, okay, this person's saying this person's saying that. So I got into option snipers training, and I was, going through the courses and picking up on all of the things that I didn't know from just kind of playing around with it. But what helped me the most in option snipers and my trading journey were all of the Zoom calls and like the live trading sessions and the beginner Zoom calls that are, I believe, on Wednesday. All of those Zoom calls and those live trading sessions that took me to the next level of my trading journey, and being able to learn things like, it's 80% psychology. And I'm thinking that, oh, I just need the right strategy. I just need the right, when to get in, when to get out. And I was like, oh, so this is really about mastering myself more than anything. So
Oh,
that's
so
kind of,
true.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I tell people trading will teach you more about yourself than anything else. It's almost like a mirror, right?
For
Um,
sure.
but so how long have you been like training with us, I guess?
Let's see. So I joined Option Snipers October of 20, no, November of 2022. So
Okay,
it hasn't even been a whole year yet. It's almost pushing on a year.
awesome, awesome. So I know you said the Zoom calls helped you out a lot. Kind of what have been kind of your wins lately? I know you crushed it, I think 2 weeks ago. Just talk about kind of the numbers you've been able to make, and how trading has kind of helped you personally.
Um, I've been crushing it. Just like, let's see, the last 40, 45 days, I haven't had one red day. Like, and that's big. And then sometimes, and then when I say I haven't had one red day, I'm not saying that every single day was thousands of dollars. It just means that I traded and I might have walked away with $400 or $500, but I just wasn't in the red at all. And then this big win that I had, which was a $14,000 day, it was one of those days where SPY was rallying and I was just on it. I wasn't, because it's like it's two different ways to trade during the day once you're used to sitting at that computer. Sometimes you could be a little distracted. You're kind of playing with your phone, but you're watching the market. You might be listening to some music, but you watch. This is one of those days I was zeroed in. Like I was like, oh, this is gonna rally. I'm shutting everything off. I'm shutting my door. Nobody better come in here. And I was focused and
I
I was
love it.
ready. Yeah. And so something that I've learned from you specifically that you said, and I don't sometimes you teach so much, I don't even know you realize you said it, but I picked it up. And you were saying that scale into position. Don't just jump in. Don't just jump in the water. And that has been my saving grace as far as risk management and why I've had all these green trading days consecutively because I scale in. I don't even care how much it's rallying. I don't care how long the candle is. I'm buying one. And it's just to practice discipline. It's no other reason than I know what's happening. I can see it. I have all of my confirmations, but just to practice my own self discipline, I only buy one as my first contract.
I love it. I know, I say it a lot, but when I discovered scaling in, and it seems so simple, like why don't people talk about it? But it was such a huge game changer for me because I wasn't entering huge positions. So I'm glad that helped you as well. So from what you're telling me, that the live calls and the community has been huge for you. Now that you've kind of finding your footing and you're doing pretty well, what do you think is the benefit for you for even staying in the community, I guess?
Um, Ongoing support. And I'm learning with trading is to me, it's good to have other trader friends, because if you just trade by yourself, it can get not just lonely, but you need the consistent refreshing. Like I don't know, it's something about the mind, and it's something weird about the psychology of the mind, like how you can know all of this stuff and still do the exact opposite of everything you know.
True.
So what I love about the community and why I plan on staying in the community as long as it exists is because it's just my constant refresher to, stick to my plan. Like that's one of the things that's always talked about in every meeting is, stick to your thing. Whatever your particular setup is, don't jump around, stick to your setup and don't enter until you see your setup, and just having those little reminders. And then because I've only been trading seriously for less than a year, I still have a lot to learn. There's so many other aspects of it that I look to add on to my own skill set.
No, and I'll say you're doing
Yeah.
pretty well so far. I think, just seeing your growth, over the months, talking to Mamelo, you on those Wednesday calls. I think I'm just proud of the fact that you just kept going and you kept learning and tweaking things so you kind of found what works for you. I guess the question I have for you is if there's somebody on the fence, I guess, is joining option snipers or learning how to trade, like what would your advice be to them?
I would say join ASAP. Like, don't second guess it if you're looking for not just training, because honestly, training can come from anywhere, in any particular place. But specifically, you want to be a part of this community because it's so supportive. Like, everyone is so supportive of each other. And when you don't understand, somebody will jump in and like take the time to explain to you what you don't know. All of the Zoom calls are super helpful. Whatever it is, you can't figure it out on your own, don't be afraid to ask a question, because I don't know, it's just like it's a great community where everyone wants to see each other win.
That's facts. 100%. Yeah, no, I think for us is like the more you guys win, it's more beneficial for us. I mean, because we already have the skill, right? But just being able to
Yeah.
transfer it, and then now you have the skill. Out of curiosity, what setup do you like the best? Which one do you use, or do you use a mix of the two? Kind of what's kind of your groove?
So my setup is momentum, volume, and probably watching the RSI at the same time.
Yeah. To see
Yeah.
whether
So I
it's
look
or oversold.
Yeah, so exactly. So I'm looking at the size of the candle, I'm looking at the volume, and I'm looking at if it's how close it is to being bought or oversold. And so I use that in combination with, my trend lines and my so every morning when I start my trading day, I always mark the previous day's high and low. I mark the overnight high and low. And
Yeah.
then I kind of just look out maybe about the last 20 days and draw my trend lines. And then when the trading day actually starts, I'm going for momentum, volume, and the RSI.
No, for real. Did you trade today, by the way?
A little bit, because today was so choppy. I was afraid. I was scared.
No, I get it. No, in the morning it was choppy, but after that morning move, it dumped like ice water. I love
Yes.
that.
Yeah.
And we were rejecting the previous high of 2 days ago, which was previous low, which was 44.95. So as
Yeah.
I saw that, I was able to get into some. Okay, cool. So I think that you have a pretty good hang of trading now. I guess for you, like moving forward, you've had a 15K day. I guess what's the next goal for you, or even before you get there, like what are some of the things you spend the money on, like for yourself or for your family? Like what has being able to trade allowed you to do personally?
Um, I'm looking to invest it in other places, definitely in real estate. Also, my 17-year-old son, he's kind of sitting right next to me while I'm trading and learning how to trade at the same time. It's a lifelong skill that I feel like he's picking up, as he's has his own income. He's able to grasp hold of how to trade and grow his income as it comes in when he gets a little older too. So for me, it's a combination of being able to invest and kind of like passing it down generationally.
No, that's so cool. I think that's the stories that I love the most when you're teaching somebody else or you're teaching your son how to trade. And he's like, Mom, did you just make $14,000 today?
Right.
Yes, I did. Now go do the dishes, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That is so dope, honestly. And I guess the last question is, that there's something that you will have us improve on, what would that be for you?
I would say probably updating the courses.
Okay.
Yep.
Have you gotten to 2.0 yet, or you're still looking at 1.0?
I think I'm still looking at 1.0, probably.
That's
Yeah.
why because
Okay.
we just recorded one nearly 2 months ago.
Oh, okay.
Let me jump it in the chat for you, see whether it's the same one you have here. You can go through that. Okay, because I literally, when you said high and lows of days, I was like, yep, that's definitely a 2.0. And then that means you don't even know about pivot points yet, do
No,
you?
I don't.
Oh, you're about to be like, Josh, where have you been all my life? I just put it in
Okay.
the Zoom chat for you. Just go ahead and grab that
Okay.
link.
Yep, I just grabbed it.
Yeah, put in a 2.0. And literally,
Okay.
you see, I have a video on highs and lows of days, and then another video on pivot points / flexible grid. Check out that video. It'll be really helpful for
Okay.
you.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much. Thank you.
No, but any
I'm
last
on
words
it.
you'd like to tell the people, who want to get into trading in general? Because a lot of people say, only the top 5% or 2% are successful. Like, what made you take on that journey?
Because I'm just looking at the economic climate of what's happening, not just in America, but just globally. And I foresaw that I need a source of income that's not dependent on pretty much anything that's really going on economically. Like what I love about options trading is you can make money regardless to what the stock is doing, if it's going up or down. So if the economy is crashing, I still can make money. You know what I mean? If
You even make
the
it
economy
faster.
Exactly. If a stock is just like a company is just going bottom up, I can make money. If something is going up or down, I can make money. Like every day I have an opportunity to make money regardless to what's happening in the world. I love that.
No, exactly. And that's why I love it too. Honestly, I'm so proud of you, Fatima. Thanks for, being a part of the community and adding value, because you might not realize it, but you just posting and sharing your story actually encourages, the newbies who are like, I'm on lesson one, is this possible for me?
Oh,
It's
that's awesome.
you've been doing it for less than a year,
Yeah.
and you're kicking butt. Something that took me 5 years to become profitable, right? So I'm so proud of you, and thanks
Thank
for
you.
your time with me.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. And I'm going to get on this video too right away. This pivot. Thank
All
you.
right, you're welcome. You're welcome. So I'm going to